take it slow. We've got stories to share and places to go. From memories past to dreams we're chasing. Life's better sip, no need for rushing or racing.
Coffee in his hand, tea in mine tonight. Two hearts, one table under warm cafe light.
This is Brewed Banter, where conversations flow. Laughing about the crazy things life loves to throw. Hanging with Erica and Raph side by side. Every little moment, we're taking it in stride. So grab your mug, settle in, stay a while. You're part of the vibe, part of the smile.
From travel tales to days we've grown through. Faith, love, lessons, the real and the true.
A little bit goofy, a little bit deep. Late night talks when the world's asleep.
We don't need fancy, just honest and kind. Good friends, warm drinks, and peace of mind.
This is Brewed Banter, where conversations flow. Laughing about the crazy things life loves to throw. Hanging with Erica and Raph, sharing life our way through every season, every new day. So grab your mug, settle in, stay a while. You're part of the story, part of the smile. Here's to the moments we hold on tight.
The tears, the joy, the comfort of night.
Fresh starts, hope, and finding our way.
One sip, one laugh, one day at a time.
This is Brewed Banter,
Pull up the seat, my friend,
where the talk never fades.
and the heart never ends.
Hanging with Erica and Raph,
Yeah, that's the plan.
just real life.
Shared cup in hand.
It's Friday night, and the mood is right. We're gonna have some fun, show you how it's done. TGI.
Good evening, everyone. Boy, I almost wanted to say, welcome, foolish mortals. Oh my god.
Hello, everybody.
I have got.
How do you like my spectacles?
Actually, yeah. I want to see how the anti-glare works. Look in the camera. I'm curious. You want to hop on and join us? You good? Okay. Sorry, our son just walked in the room, peeking through. You want to see God's glasses?
Yeah, everything looks like HD.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
I know you keep looking around. I see you going like this, like all day. And
I can see.
you can see clearly now the rain.
And I finally got my Texas driver's license today. Finally. Yeah.
That lady. Was
Yeah, that's the only thing we were waiting on was the glass. Because I failed the eye test the last time. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to give you a license.
I'm looking at the anti-glare to see how it compares to the one I have, because I got my prescription in Germany and we got yours here stateside. So I'm wondering if there's any difference. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty nice driving through we drove through the Trans Mountain We're at Trans Mountain Road today. Driving through the Franklin Mountains.
Yeah,
It was
we were on the west side of El Paso, which
Yeah,
took us through the mountains to get there.
yeah, we decided to go back to the DMV that originally told us that, you know, I don't know. I just was afraid to go to another one and
then say, no, you need this and you need that.
well, having to start from scratch. You know, I didn't want to start from scratch. So it was easy. We just showed up and I showed them my glasses and we did a quick eye test and that was it. Yeah, everything else is already done. So it was pretty much like an in and out sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, let's see who's in chat. We have Tom twice. Bark Magnitude and your TJ account. We got Justnita. Hi. I know Linda's in the house. I have to give people a few minutes. Oh, should we bring our friends in? I know.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, meow. Let me go here. Wow. I don't know what happened there, but
Just do it.
yep, just do it. Tom, you are first. Because I do. What's up?
Last time I checked, it was the opposite of down, but I'm not 100% sure anymore.
Yeah.
And then special guest tonight, which I'm super excited for, especially with everything going on with Disney right now. And I have yet to even catch up because we've been so busy with appointments today, and it took all day. We barely made it on time to get home, get dinner, and it was a very long, rushed day. As soon as here we go. Yeah.
Woo! This is amazing! Here comes the drop. Hold on.
There we go.
Hey, Vash.
Love
Thanks
that.
for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on this Brewed Banter right here, especially D23 Expo weekend. Goodness.
I know,
gracious.
it's crazy.
So much going on. Yeah.
Okay, so before we get started, what did everyone bring for brew? I'm actually drinking Javalia House Blend, which is Sunflower's favorite, and she's fired for not being here. Still love you, Mima.
I got Linda's mug. I stole her blueberry dog
Oh,
brewery
it's
thing.
so cool. I love a good thick mug like that.
I
You
might
know?
have rum. I might have Coke. I might have Coke and rum, or I might have straight rum, whiskey. I don't know.
Yeah.
You ever tried coffee in rum?
I
Is that
have
any
coffee
good?
rum. I have coffee rum.
Okay, so coffee, never mind. I guess that
And
doesn't
I have
exist
coffee
now.
and I have coffee whiskey, and yeah.
Good God, all these liquors come in coffee flavors now? I thought it was just Kahlua and Bailey's Irish Cream.
Oh yeah, you've been in Germany for a while. Never mind.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it's running rampant.
Yeah,
here.
they're more worried about their beer than anything else.
I've had coffee beer.
Are you serious?
I've heard of that.
Really? I haven't heard of that. Okay, that is just, I know I can't. I'm sorry. That is just,
Crazy,
It's
right?
actually good. Cola beer is good too.
Yeah, they do cola beer
yeah, they
in
do
Germany.
that. And actually, they do that from a young age to get them acclimated to beer. At least,
Have cola, have beer.
yeah, half cola, half
Yeah.
beer to dilute it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
was
do that.
actually surprised how well that tasted. I was like,
I don't like beer. I'm really funny about it on a rare occasion, very rare, where I'm like, that's good.
It's good.
What do you got?
I got great Powerade.
Yeah, earlier today you were like, honey, in case you didn't know, I love grape flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yes, I know. Oh, speak of which, guys,
Yep.
huge weekend for us. Guess what?
What's going on?
As of Monday, that is our engagement anniversary. So it was what? See, I did the math earlier and I already forgot. This is a thing. Oh, Jesus. This is like a real thing. We forget our anniversary every year.
CRS?
Let's see.
Yes, CRS. Can't remember.
24 years. There we go. We're on year 24. You were in the arena.
Hmm.
And then Tuesday is my birthday. Because I was at 24 years ago this weekend, we were in Orlando. And
Yeah, I proposed her at Cinderella's castle at the Cinderella's royal table.
yep.
Wow.
How appropriate.
Very
It was awesome. It was
Somebody
awesome.
got the glass slipper handed to her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fireworks are going off and everything. You should have seen it. It was awesome.
I wish we had gotten pictures, but back then cameras on cell phones wasn't a thing. They still had
Yeah, they
disposable
still-
cameras back then. You had to crank them, you know.
I remember.
Flip phones, I think, were like
I
the
think
thing.
I had a flip phone with a camera back then, but it
Yeah,
took
but the-
pictures as well as the Polaroids were better.
See what I mean? Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It was very intimate. Just me and him, no big public anything. And it's like the memories are like seared here. And I wish
Yeah, we were late to our reservation
reservation.
because the parade was going on. So
We went in the wrong direction.
and we couldn't make it to the cat. We were late.
Hey, you have a question, Ralph.
Yeah.
It's on the screen.
Oh, are they single, bi, or trifocals? Well, trifocal would be another word for progressives.
Yeah, I got progressives. Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Linda did. The first couple days she wore them was quite comical.
I don't think I'm having an issue wearing them at
I
all.
was I was
had
ready
this-
for issues.
She had this set that was kind of like, I guess it was a very fancier frame, if I remember correctly, and it was a smaller lens. So it,
Oh,
okay,
that's
I
why.
can see that. Yeah.
They explained to us to go with a larger frame, especially if if it's your first pair, because you want to leave room for your eyes to literally adjust from distance, arm's length, and then like close distance, like you're near. And we went with a larger.
I didn't even do it on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
It's just what I
it was
liked.
just a frame that he liked, and it happened to be a really decent size for him to adjust to progressives. And we went with the mid tier, where your peripheral is you can see a little bit more. The highest tier, even with insurance, it was gonna be like $600, and I was like, that's okay. I'm like, we'll go with the mid tier.
Yeah.
So I'm glad she recommended that. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
was expecting issues. I thought you were going to be dizzy, feeling kind of nauseous, and that's why I offered
not
to
at all.
drive. Or do you need me to drive? Are you okay?
No, not at all. I mean,
I know you've adjusted like that. I'm like, damn.
yeah.
I hope I have that. I hope I have your
I haven't
your luck.
experienced any kind of dizziness or anything.
You know, Christian was the same. Well, no, he did have headaches. Christian,
Yeah, not even that.
for a couple of days. he had
Everything just looks
headaches.
like Ultra HD to me. So you know.
Today he's doing this. We were driving down the highway, and he's like, "I can see that plane. It says FedEx."
Oh yeah, they had we drove by the airport and they had like the FedEx plane with the old school Federal Express logo on it.
And the Southwest plane up in the sky, and he's like, "I know that airplane too."
I can
Southwest.
They tried to get me to wear progressives, and I really didn't need them. And I had one set. I put them on for all of 30 minutes, took them off. I haven't touched them since.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so far so good. And these frames are actually like sunglass frames because I didn't like
That's
anything that
what
I was.
pick.
Yeah, I didn't even.
I can't do
I didn't-
sunglass frames.
I didn't like anything that I was looking at. And then the dude was like, you don't have to you don't have to choose from the frames that we have. If you like any of the sunglasses
And I
that
didn't
we
know
have
that.
here, we can turn a pair of
need a frame.
sunglasses into glasses. So yeah, I tried on a pair of sunglasses and I wasn't too sure about them because they were sunglasses. Then the lady popped the lenses out and I put them
were
on and
able
I was
to-
like, yeah,
yeah.
these are, yeah, I like them.
Very
So
nice. For a second there, I thought maybe you were going to go with transitions. So, because the sun here is absolutely
no
just-
way. I didn't want
gosh.
transitions at all.
Yeah, I've
I don't
heard.
know,
I've heard mixed stories about transitions. How after a while they start to not work, and then your back in the office to get
I
that
don't know.
fixed and all that.
Nah.
No, I have them. They work, but sometimes they don't work with certain car tintings and UV blocking.
Yeah.
You have to get a special kind that will go darker in the car.
Oh,
Interesting.
I see. I didn't know that. All that was never explained to us in great length. On
I don't know why I
transitions.
didn't.
Well, the lady at the optical at Ramstein, she explained it. She's had glasses forever, so she has a pair the transitions, and then she's got other pairs too. And I'm like, yeah, but you've been doing this a while. You know, we're newbies. We're noobs to glasses. I'm next, by the way, to get my prescription corrected because the optometrist over at Ramstein kind of screwed up my prescription. Technically, I need progressives, but she didn't put it in, and the prescription was really contradicting to the point where optical didn't even know what she wanted. So all I basically got was a overglorified RX version of readers. So I can't wear them full time. I'm literally having to take them off and on, off and on, off and on. And I get dizzy. And yeah, I guess I get kind of headachy. But
Thanks, Linda.
anyway, who else in the house? Monk's Requiem, thanks for being here. And good morning to you too.
I was just watching TV with them on.
And Freedom Seeker is here. Hey, thanks for being here. See if anyone else in the house.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, that was our day today. And yep.
I'm just glad we didn't have a hard time at the DMV. I was expecting,
Oh, I was expecting all kinds of issues
Yeah.
because that's the luck we have.
but no, I just walked in and, gave them all my pertinent information and,
See, I don't understand. When we went there the first time to get our licenses, the lady gave us like 2 documents and she's like, we need your eye doctor to fill this out and bring it back to us. And we lost that paper, obviously, because that's what we do. We lose everything. And
yeah, we're good at losing stuff.
today, when we were going there, you were like,
Is it in a folder? But I think it's in the other car. What?
I'm like, yeah, we were driving the other car the last time, and I think maybe it fell out of the folder and it's floating around the other car. And of course, the other car's got a flat tire, and
Yeah, we need to get a new tire for that.
we need it. We need new tires. Well, we need a brand new set on both the cars because these German tires, they're kind of made out of recycled material, and they lose air very quickly.
Yeah, we still got the German.
So
Germany
they're made
is.
for colder weather then.
Yeah, well, they're all seasons. So yeah.
We always went
Yeah,
with
but
all
their
season
all
because I
season
wasn't
is
paying the
really
money
what?
for.
Compared to the America's all seasons.
I don't know.
The
I don't
compound
know.
differences, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Well, from my research, that is a weaker tire because Germany is extremely.
They're all about that
They're
eco stuff.
Yeah, the eco green, everything's got to be like recycled, and it's a royal mess over there with that. I mean, it
Hey, Monk's Requiem.
it's to
Good
their
to see you.
it's to their own detriment, I feel. On the one hand, all of the recycling you do, most of the trash doesn't really even end up actually being recycled.
Who knows? Yeah.
It gets dumped anyways, which is probably why they're not overly strict when you're actually recycling. The amount of crap I would just put in the plastics and they would take it anyways.
So Vash, what kind of glasses do you wear?
Oh, some Costco specials, I think. I got them years and years ago, and it's kind of funny that you bring it up because they are a type that I actually have to update. I don't even know if they actually make them anymore, but it's like Mark and Johannes, I do believe. It's in cursive, and the text is kind of worn off there because I wear them every single day, and I clean them via a ultrasonic cleaner, so that way it's like they're
What? Where
they're
can I
really-
get that?
oh yeah, they're really pristine right there. But
Ooh.
because of that, there's some additional wear on the frames
I
themselves.
see.
So I do have to actually replace them, but I wanted something. Obviously, you're gonna be on camera all the time and stuff. I wanted something
Right.
that was, let's say, low impact, right? Didn't necessarily
Yep.
draw attention to itself, and they work out all right. They do. I do have transitions, which is it can come in handy, at least when you're at the parks. Going from inside outside.
True.
Yeah,
True.
It's tricky because if you have a pair of sunglasses and you're switching them out all the time, well, you're coming at, in show buildings, out of show buildings, and sometimes,
That's true.
have-
That's true.
interior spaces that give way to exterior spaces, and then you go back in. So to have transitions on there, it's just out of pure convenience right there. So, some thought process he put in there, but I remember having the same reaction when I got glasses. I got glasses a little bit older, and I was like, "Hey, I can see the leaves in the trees." So it's you have that
believe
kind
I
of
waited
aha
so long.
moment, like, "Oh, I probably needed these a long time ago." But no, it's good stuff, and yeah, I like a clean set. So there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it took the state of Texas telling me I had to get them.
I knew you.
Yeah, I remember, doing the eye test. Nope. You're missing too many. I'm like, dang it. Come on.
Okay, but you failed your eye exam in Germany too.
I did.
And the German lady behind the counter was kind of like, she didn't care. And she gave him his license anyways. But she told him, she was like, look,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you anyways, but you better go to the doctor. Did that ever happen? No.
We went to the ophthalmologist.
Yeah, I went to ophthalmology, but not optometry. We made the mistake thinking that if you go to an ophthalmologist,
It'd be like
they-
automatic thing.
Yeah, I mean, automatic thing. They do everything there. No, they're two separate appointments, two separate things we didn't know. So this whole eye healthcare is brand new to us. So we're and that's another thing. I don't know. Is this something in the States? Is this normal? Because I went to Target at first to do your appointment, and they were like, "Oh, well, we don't do dilation, and we don't have optometrists in house, but we still do the eye exam, and we just do like a video call with the optometrist." And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, we actually have a reason for dilation, but okay. And so we said, we'll go somewhere else. We went to Lens Crafters.
At the mall.
At the mall, same thing. But at that point, I was like, okay, we can't just keep hopping around. And our insurance, it's good insurance. The coverage is really good, but I feel like we don't have a very long list of places where we can go where they'll accept the insurance. That's kind of the drawback. But I just said, screw it. Let's just get it done. Something's better than nothing. But
I needed my license.
Yeah, we need your license. We figure, you know what? The VA is going to do another eye exam anyways. It's just they're taking too long. So,
Felt kind of weird to hand in my Florida license. I was very sad.
see, I told you that's why I kept clinging to mine because I'm like,
But you got a
if I let,
Tejas one now.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but it's
just felt weird.
Having to let go of your Florida residency. It's hard because you're so used to getting those Florida discounts on everything.
Just don't
Like,
move out of Florida. Problem solved. Oh, wait.
We'd been out of Florida.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to shout out to my buddy there, Sack Juggalo.
yeah,
Jumped
saw
in.
him. Thanks for being here. And Kit Kat, hi.
Kit Kat's there, so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
So I'm curious because I'm out of the loop. I feel like every passing hour, the news is trickling down from D23. So,
It's crazy.
Vash, can you catch us up? Like what has been revealed? Has anything?
Well, some things have been revealed. Some things have opened up some more questions, right?
Oh,
That's kind
boy.
of the name of the game over there at D23 right now. Obviously, you had the media walkthrough last night, and we tried to incorporate it on Vash Sky Podcast. Just didn't really work out. Just the timing, not optimum. But a little bit later on that night, after showing off stuff for like Frozen 3 and some Pixar stuff, and and some Disney animation
I
stuff.
did see that. I saw the outfits for the Frozen 3 movie,
Yes.
and I was like, "Meh, okay, I don't care," because I'm more
Right,
interested in the
exactly.
park stuff. I don't have little. We never had little. Not raising a little girl. You never have. So
Right. So it's kind of like, okay, well, that's it's interesting. It's basically Elsa and Anna, the same people we've been seeing for a while. Can we get anything more interesting than that? And I believe we did. So let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen here.
yes, I was gonna ask if you could do that because
Absolutely.
I even missed your stream last night because I was tied up literally all day in.
You're not supposed to let her say those things on stream.
Don't say those things on stream.
Yeah, you tied her up.
No, I was tied up all day making designs for our merch store. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
was,
that's right. Yeah.
I was up.
Okay, here we go. So I've
Hold on,
got
I'll pull it
the Piston Peak model, the slideshow of that playing right now. I haven't actually assembled this in the B-roll package, so I'm going with whatever Windows actually provides.
Izzo was in the
One
house.
second.
Hey, Izzo.
Izzo was in the house. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there,
No,
Vash.
fine. Oh, absolutely. No, Izzo's place
Just give me
is
a hard time. There we
fantastic.
go.
I get you. But these are photos taken from last night at the media preview right there. You've got stuff from Attractions Magazine, Block Mickey, Disney, Tourist Blog, which does some amazing work. Tom Bricker's awesome. Scott Guston, WWNT, Drew Disney Dude, all the guys.
Is
I'll go ahead.
and this is what Piston Peak is supposed to look like.
Piston Peak?
This is the Piston Peak model right here, and you can kind of see what that is supposed to look like. I will say, as impressive as it looks, and again, this is going to be the 4-acre Cars land for Magic Kingdom, one of 2 replacements for Rivers of America. This is supposed to, if Rivers of America is a figure 8, this is the lower part of the 8 between.
So
Haunted
do I
Mansion,
actually
Big
see
Thunder.
tracks on that thing instead of what they were saying?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of people were wondering whether or not they were actually going to go with tracked vehicles, and it looks like they are. I believe they revealed that at South by Southwest in 2025. They were going to go with a tracked vehicle. We just weren't sure, and here this answers those questions for us. You can kind of see the aesthetic that they're going for. It's almost like if Camp Snoopy / Frontierland / like Golden State at DCA and Cars Land had a baby. It's kind of what you're getting here.
Wow, interesting.
And it's very woodsy, right? But not necessarily the Frontierland, 1850s kind of aesthetic that
Yeah.
we're used to. This is
Yeah,
a
we're
little
not getting
modern.
that.
Right.
So this is now from what I just saw. Does it look like we're gonna get the little spinny cars? The little spinny car?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll pause it right here. So there's 2 attractions, and we've always kind of known that they're going to do like a race rally type attraction for the exterior portion. It's going to be circling the land, but we weren't quite sure what the second attraction was going to be. We knew it was going to be a flat ride, but little to no details on those. You can kind of see it right there in the lower part of this frame here, with that big school bus character. The name escapes me. I do apologize, but she's from Cars 3 right there, and she's having all of these different cars span and do things. You can see a ride very similar to this actually at Disney Adventure World in Paris. I believe it's called 4-Wheel Rally, if I'm not mistaken, and it's basically like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree or Alien Swirling Saucers combined with like teacups, right? It's just like spinning cars around there on platforms. So that's what they're going with for right there, which is good. I mean, I think there should be at least 2 attractions, right? Especially for the little ones. You can kind of see how those are. And we do have pictures of those vehicles actually as models themselves in other places around this Imagineering Pavilion right here. But this is certainly the most detailed model that they brought out, the largest one for sure, and it's the one that I think people have had a lot of questions about how it kind of incorporates itself into what was previously Frontierland. It looks like that Liberty Square is staying because you'll see in this roll, probably, hopefully, the structure that we were kind of having questions about, right? Next to Haunted Mansion, it looks like one of those is going to be extended queue for Haunted Mansion, and the other one is like restrooms or whatever. But
Oh, okay.
in no way did those queues line up with Villains Land. We were all kind of having concerns about
Oh,
that.
that's interesting.
And seeing if they were going to do that, it doesn't look like it. So it looks like Liberty Square is safe for now. So that is good.
Wow.
And you can kind of see. Let me see if I can pause it there. Oh, can I go back? There we go. The Liberty Bell dock is actually still there. You can see it as part of this model right here. And we kind of knew that was going to happen because of some previous artwork, but we weren't sure. Now we know for sure that's going to be the case. And it's a pretty impressive model. I will say it relies a lot on foliage. So if you notice, if you take all the trees away, which I actually did on X, there's not a lot of new structures / rock work, right? This is not Cars Land, which is 12 acres, huge,
Yeah.
Cadillac range and everything like that. You're just not going to get that from here. It's going to be far more scaled down and far more conservative in terms of budget and everything else, which is kind of interesting.
Especially in Magic Kingdom.
Right, in Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
Right.
And
The other
these trees are going to take a while to mature before
Exactly.
any shade.
Do you think they're going to bring some more adult ones in and prop them?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We can hope so, but for every single new project I've ever seen from parks, and that includes Universal in this as well, it's always young trees.
Yeah.
And if you remember when Disney California Adventure actually opened back in 2001, the Golden State area right there, beautiful area now, but it took 20 years to get that way. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I see a lot of trees in these models, but to get what we are seeing, it's probably going to be 20 years from the point it opens, which is going to be a
Golly.
shame. So I don't know
they
how
are
that's
routing water around there, so they did do a little bit of runoff management.
Yes. So if you notice that kind of peak area, let me see if I can pause it right there. You can notice the mountains right here, right? And you do have water running off there, and you have little streams that are taking place in various areas. And you can see how it kind of connects to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which it would have to because the water previously was shared with Rivers of America, or at least that was the effect that they were going for. So that's been preserved, but not a whole lot of water here. This is not Rivers of America 2.0. This is
Right.
a little stream in various areas.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see what the extent of that is. But you can kind of see how it all lines up in the relation with, and you can see those vehicles right there. You can kind of see how they line up with the other parts of Frontierland as it currently exists.
So
Go ahead.
is this going to be like the test track type ride system, or more of what we got on Dinosaur, Indiana Jones, or is it going to be a hybrid of the two?
It's interesting you bring those two up because I think you're right. I think it is going to be kind of a hybrid because both of those have problems when it comes to reliability. Certainly, Test Track is that system that they used, and obviously they reused it for Radiator Springs Racers back in 2012. That's a maintenance nightmare. And back in the day, even John Lasseter, who wanted to use that Test Track system for Radiator Springs Racers, got pushed back initially because of how maintenance heavy it was. So clearly, obviously, that choice wasn't made. And the other reason too is because this is only a 4-acre land. It's relatively small, and when you're going fast, you need a lot of space, or else it's going to be a short ride. So they opted
That's
for
true.
Yeah.
Because I remember them coming up with those, what was it, 6-passenger, like,
Ride
off-road
vehicles?
racer thing that they were doing. It was like a big go-kart that they had for that, if I remember correctly.
In the concept art, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yes.
concept thing. And I didn't think that'd be feasible. It was like, it didn't make any sense, especially with the way Florida gets.
Right.
How can you do that
and
without tracks? That doesn't make.
there were a couple of proprietors, or at least one manufacturer of ride systems that they said that they were developing a kind of off-roading, wirelessly controlled vehicle, which looked very interesting. Disney did not opt for that. They opted for something with a track. The reason being, like you said, for reliability and for rain. Right, this thing
Yeah.
can't be going down constantly, which is what happens with Test Track. It's what happens with Radiator Springs Racers. So I think they want to keep it up, and that's why they've opted for, like you pointed out, Erica, very astutely. This is something where it's more about the sensation of the ride,
Yeah.
of the journey, of the
Right.
hills, of the mountains, right? So a little bit more of that EMV
Right.
type thing
Yep.
than it is just speed. And so
That's why I was asking, because I'm like, the ride vehicles sort of look a little bit like the ones on Dinosaur, and I know there's like
Yes.
the way the hydraulics go, and it gives you that simulation of bouncing.
right.
You know, like you're in that prehistoric terrain. So that's why I was thinking, I wonder, it's got to be some kind of hybrid of the two.
Yes.
I'm-
Yeah. It might be. This might also be an entirely new ride system.
Yeah, true.
To your point, but I think the hybrid is
they're
what
try
they're
to
going
sneak a
for.
water ride in there too.
No water ride that I know of. It's just the two.
I don't know if there's any room.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they use one of the rivers as another way to just sneak one in and make it
Like a little river
yeah, like a
rapids type ride or something. That would have been cool. I mean,
That
but
would-
I don't know if they have the space. 4 acres. Is 4 acres? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like 4.5 acres. I mean, it's pretty small.
That's really small.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why to even get 2 attractions out of this is actually kind of a feat. Would have been cool for 3, but they've opted for 2. And this, I will say, this skews a little bit younger in both its attraction set and also its aesthetic, I think. And I think the reason for that is Villains Land, we were concerned that it was going to go kid friendly as well. It looks like it's going to go more adult and more scary.
Oof, I don't know how I feel
I don't know
about
how
that.
that's
I have
gonna feel.
I have so many mixed emotions about this Villains Land because, going back to storytelling, a lot of the villains died in their movies. And even as a kid going to Disney, I'm like, what are you doing here? You should be dead. That's one. And then 2, you're walking through this park that is, back in the day when you told a story, it was all about the hero and good conquering evil. That was pretty much the whole premise of every fairy tale hero story. And you're walking through this park and you're essentially walking through different genres of storybooks. You have adventure, you've got the future, you've got fantasy. And I bringing in a villain, I just feel like it interferes with that storytelling and that theming. I get it, because of the competition. You've got Universal and they've got like the monsters. But at the same time, that's unique to their company.
Right.
And I wish Disney would be, instead of being so reactive, kind of focus in on, that's fine and great. That's what that's our competitor's niche. And we have a different niche, and that's okay, and the public can enjoy both. We can spend our money as we please, but kind of stay in your lane instead of, look what they're doing and we should do the same thing. I don't think that's a good, and they're clearly struggling with Villains Land because we haven't heard anything. It has just been crickets and no announcements yet that we're aware of for Villains Land.
And even more crickets as well, because we were expecting maybe a little bit of a reveal of something, maybe at least one more piece of concept art. They didn't do anything, at least last night and today. Now, obviously, they've done this before where they'll hold stuff back until the actual experiences showcase or the panel actually takes place, and then more models come out. That's a possibility, but for
But
right
they also
now,
dropped stuff last year at the end of the show where, hey, by the way, we're doing away with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. They did. They omitted, well, Rivers of America. That was the
They're
thing
going away for this.
Right.
because they knew they were going to get so much backlash, and they didn't want to make the announcement because they didn't want to be booed off the stage. And I'm thinking with this, I mean, look, the detail in the model, it looks beautiful when you look at it. It looks very well put together.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I don't think we're going to get all that detail when it's all said and done in the park. I'm just not seeing it. I don't trust them is the thing. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is the trust. I'm a little apprehensive on, are we really going to get all that detail and theming when it's all said and done, like what we're seeing in the model?
The models, I'm going to say the model's wonderful. You know,
Yep.
hopefully they actually do what they're setting out to do, because the last couple of things they've done where they had a really nice model, we got Broccoli Mountain.
Yeah.
Right. And you're exactly right,
Yeah.
Tom. There's no question about that. Like, you know, we're hoping that a lot of these things are translated and actually come to fruition. I will say a lot of it, what you're seeing here, is detail provided by trees. Okay, and that's why I use a little AI trick there to strip those trees out, because I really wanted to see what substantially we were getting, and it is a little bare. It's a little bare.
But is it a mountain bear?
Not a mountain bear. That's
Is it a culture bear?
yeah, exactly. A grizzly
What
peak.
kind of bear are we talking there?
It's BARE, not E.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
Yeah.
BAR, if I can spell. But
Right, Baron.
I know it's the pattern, but this, there are some things that look pretty good. There are some other things that we have questions about, and how it's actually going to come to fruition and everything else. It, like Freedom Seeker actually pointed out earlier, they waited until after D23 to say that Monsters Inc. was released from Vision. Yeah, they actually waited quite a bit, actually. Rivers of America,
question
they
is,
came out on the Monday and revealed that, but we had to wait quite some time.
Did they actually drop an updated model for Monsters?
No.
With actually how
Nope.
No. So it's
Not
still
a single
everybody's-
one, no.
We'll see what happens.
No, the Imagineering showcase, and I know Bruce Vaughn was like, "Oh, there's the biggest one we've ever had," and all of that. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, maybe square footage on the floor, perhaps, but the displays themselves were very, very. Oh, I don't know. They were kind of empty. They were kind of sparse, right? And it's all spread out. So I don't know. I wasn't really like taken aback, like, oh man, this is so cool and stuff like that. It's a bunch of stuff that we already kind of know, and a couple other details, right? But like for Villains Land, for instance, let me see if I can show you that real fast. Let me see. So again, I haven't created a role for this, so I do apologize.
Oh, no, you're
for
fine.
not having that. But let me see if I
Glad
can.
you brought the stuff so we can gander at it. And,
Yeah, I been the last, well, technically 48 hours. I've been like I see it on X at a glance, but then I get distracted with other things from housework too.
Let me see if I can share you another
Yeah.
window showing this stuff right here.
Hey, Ron, thanks for being here.
There you go. You can see that for Villains Land, they just debuted these concepts of twisted, corrupted trees. That
So just theming, just environment ambiance.
right, exactly. And these are supposed to be inspired by like the corrupted trees that Snow White has visions about, right? When she's running away from the evil queen.
Yeah.
This is kind of what they're going for right here. And so it's like just the two of them. That's it. And we're supposed to get a feel from Villains Land from this. Now, this does look a little bit more mature. This does look a little bit more adult oriented. This does look a little bit scary. So I think a lot of people were placated by the fact that this wasn't as kid friendly as maybe what was rumored. However, it's kind of like, this is all we got, just these trees. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, we had trees like this back in Snow White in 55 and again the Snow White in 71. So it's like, I don't know. I guess I got to see more, I suppose.
They're clearly struggling. The only way I can see them reconciling, if they're kind of creatively flatlining, is to go into the Descendants stories and basically create that villain's land and storyline, because that would make a little bit more sense. But I don't know how. The current Imagineering isn't nearly as good with Force perspective as their ancestors. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
If they could get the Force perspective mastered, they could technically, and this is me giving them a lot of credit, kind of go with, I forgot the name of that land in the story of Descendants. I know it was meant for like tweens, basically, but if they really want to do this project, and clearly they want to, that is the only avenue and angle I can think of to reconcile theming, storylining, to bridge that. You got Cinderella's castle here, and you got all this princess stuff in Fantasyland, and then you got to create that bridge, that water. And across that waterway and over the bridge is that villain's land. And that's essentially what you see in, if you have seen any of the Descendant movies. And just kind of play off of that.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm kind of funny about it being too adult because it's the Magic Kingdom. And at the end of the day, Disney, you've stay in your niche,
I agree with you, but I'm going to throw something at you. They haven't stayed in their niche in how many years now?
Yeah, I know.
They're just going to go their own way and see if anything actually works. That's how I feel they're looking at it.
Yeah, they're like throwing spaghetti at the wall, and expensive spaghetti at that. It's like, is it going to work or not work? I'm like, y'all, shoot, seriously, cannot be you can't afford to screw this up. I mean, I would respect them more if they just came out and were just honest. Look, we're really struggling, and either it's going to take longer, or we decided to shelf the project, because if it's not going to be 100% great, then we're simply not going to bring it. We're not going to bring you something that's half-assed, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be thinking like that. And we're getting a lot of half-assed put together attractions and theming. And it's like, you guys, you should be better than this. Should be.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I don't know. I'm don't know, half in, half out in some of this stuff. Some of this stuff looks pretty good. Some of this stuff is like, I'm not sure. I had to see more of, or whatever. And
Yeah.
look, if the experiences surrounding these things, or the attractions, I should say, if they give you the feels, and if they're executed at a high level, then maybe we can overlook some of this stuff. But for right now, with the amount of attrition that Imagineering has lost, and a lot of the questionable decisions that they've made in the last 7 years or so, I don't know. We still have to see more. They have to really prove themselves this time, and we'll see. Now, again, just to tell you how sparse this all was, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can actually load up another slideshow for you. So let's see if I can go ahead and do that, because they also showed off a lot of stuff, or, well, maybe not a ton of stuff, but a fair bit, I guess, of Encanto. So let's go ahead and see if I can play that for you. There you go. Go ahead and add that to the screen there. This is for the Tropical Americas area.
I am kind of excited for this.
Yes, indeed. You can see like a little mule right there. That looks kind of cool. These are
It's cute.
Whenever you see these carved characters, those are actually for the carousel that will be in Tropical America.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And
It's
these
like
are the,
mystical creatures pictures for the carousel.
Yes, it's supposed to be a. I believe it's supposed to be like Disney critters, but like carved by like I think an Indian carver, and then put on the carousel in tropical Americas. Should be pretty cool.
Nice.
This right here, what you're seeing, these are the two concepts of the ride vehicles that are going to be part of Encanto, and this has caused a swirl discussion because obviously, you know, we heard over at that park place that it was going to be an Omnimover. Apparently, though, you know, people are looking at this and they're saying, well, it's clearly trackless, and first impressions might actually get you to believe that. However, there have been some shipping records that have been connected to a certain German manufacturer of ride vehicle, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I believe it's Zero, if I'm not mistaken. And
so it's not Mac, it's another one.
it's another one, right? And when you look at some of the concepts that they have, or ride types that they have that they sell, it's a very different system. So it is tracked, but not Omnimover. And the only showcase that I could see of this system in action was from like a Ghostbusters themed ride. That was a shoot 'em up, but you know, obviously transporting you from screen to screen. Now, we don't believe that this is going to be like super screen based, or at least we hope not. If these characters have anything to say, maybe perhaps it won't be. But suffice it to say, it looks like they're going to go with the story of the little boy in Encanto receiving his gift, that is talking to animals. And some people are believing that, okay, well, maybe we actually follow him on that journey, right? Because I think there's a photo from inside the hacienda itself that shows like his birthday gifts, right, from coming of age. So people are thinking, okay, well, maybe when he gets his powers, we can actually hear these animals talk, which would be kind of interesting.
Does that kind of set the stage for a sequel? Aren't they working on a sequel for Encanto? I know they're doing a Coco, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. They are working on a sequel for Encanto. We haven't heard anything about that sequel for quite some time.
I know, it's been very quiet.
Right, and it's kind of weird because, you know, they've talked about Coco. They talked about, I think, for the animation showcase, they're talking about Frozen 3. They're talking about Hex. They're talking about like Incredibles 3 and all this kind of stuff. But we haven't actually heard anything from Encanto 2. So from what I understand, still in development, but maybe not at top of mind. And I think if this land and this ride is successful, then I think, you know, they really step up the game there. But for
It'll
right
set
now,
the stage and the story for what's to come. At least I hope they're going to be that cohesive, where if you're going to put something in there that gives you foreshadowing of the second movie, then please storyline the movie
I agree.
accordingly. You know,
You would think so, but hopefully we get more information about Encanto 2 at some point, but it doesn't look like that's part of the showcase right now. The entertainment panel, by the way, is going to occur, I think, at 7 o'clock tonight. So perhaps when people actually are coming out of that show and get access to their phones again, maybe we actually hear that maybe some sneak footage or something was announced or showcased that alluded to Encanto 2. But for right now, this is all we have. We don't even really have a model of the actual house itself or anything like that. We're just seeing a couple of animals and a couple of ride vehicles. And again, that's the kind of the sparse nature of this whole thing. It's a little weird how cagey they are with this, because this is the last D23 they can actually showcase Encanto before the next D23 in 2028. Encanto, Indiana Jones, and Tropical Americas is supposed to open by 2027. So it's a little weird, a little strange. But
That's
what we're
dealing
seeing.
with that. No, that is weird.
Right. And on the flip side, we have Indiana Jones. Let me see if I can put that together real fast. There we go.
I forgot about Indiana Jones. Boy, I flipped my mind completely.
All right, there's
That we were getting an Indiana Jones in Florida.
I know.
My
right?
brain is like on Disneyland. I'm like kind of Florida's kind of on the back burner, which
Florida,
is odd for me to say.
Well,
In terms of where I'm at mentally, my brain is on Disneyland more than Disney World these days.
yeah, that's true. That's and we'll talk about Disneyland in just a moment right here. But You can see what they have on offer for Indiana Jones. Almost nothing, but we have the exterior of what they're building right now in front of the old dinosaur ride show building.
Wow, interesting.
And you can see interior shots there. I know they released a couple of things today that I didn't update my catalog for, but they did show off like the carving of the exterior and so forth. Oh, go ahead. Tom?
Oh, he was making fun of you.
Oh,
You're
I see.
slacking, man. You're slacking.
I know.
Not
I'm
updating.
sorry, man.
Come on.
I do apologize. It's coming in hot and heavy, and I'm trying to get everything organized and everything, and I'm a little bit delayed. But yes, we had some stuff for Indiana Jones reveal, but not much. Not even another piece of concept art. Again, this is all kind of weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, they're just keeping everything under wraps, and it's just it's very strange given the amount of projects that are in the works right now and the amount of development dollars that they're spending on all of this, and they're already starting work on installation. It's like, can we get a prop or two? Can we get a couple pieces of completed imagery? Nothing. So what you see
That tells me I don't think it's going to be ready in 2027 if they're not putting anything out. And they're known for their delays too. They're known.
that's
Are they
true.
sure it's not 3037? I mean, whoops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is possible. Yeah, that's a good point right there. They are known for their delays.
Well, the models are ready now.
Right. Yeah, they're ready.
That's good. That's that part. Because I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind having that model. That's kind of pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That is really cool.
Little
That looks
templates
better
there.
than the one they have at Epcot.
I agree. It is. It looks very, very nice. But that's what we have for Indiana Jones. They're doing work on Dinosaur right now to convert that and everything else. We're gonna have to see what more actually brought out tomorrow at 7 p.m. California time, 10 p.m. Eastern. But then there's also this as well. We have Monsters, and all they brought out for Monsters was just a couple of little critters. That what you're seeing
Oh.
is what they brought out.
Oh gosh, a three-eyed squirrel.
A three-eyed squirrel.
Looks like something out of The Simpsons.
Why didn't I have that in my squirrel? That would have been perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Two-headed
two-headed
pigeon,
pigeon.
a three-eared bunny.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
So
That's-
what is this, like Disney meets the apocalypse?
Yeah, exactly.
this is
right?
weird.
It's
Okay,
radiation,
so
it's Fallout. Good.
this is so strange because they're not really monsters. They're just mutant forest animals.
It's like,
yes.
Hey,
so,
I just came from Chernobyl. How are you?
So this is
Right.
the weird thing about all this, right? So if you remember the movie, the original Monsters Inc. movie, there was like a scene showing off a two-headed pigeon to just kind of illustrate
Really?
that you're in
It
the
must
monsters.
have been one of those quick ones.
Right. Really fast. I mean, I had to be like shown the footage to be reminded of it. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess so. And I think what they're illustrating here is that everything that you actually see in the Monsters world and Monsters Inc., this land here that they have going, will be reflective of this monsters world in which occupies these things. I don't know why somebody is taping something in the background. That's weird. Okay, sorry. It's like we're shipping stuff.
Yeah, I hear it too. It's
Yeah.
Very much apologize for that. But
oh, you're fine.
this is all about illustrating that you've walked into a different, brand new world, and everything is strange and peculiar and monsters kind of aesthetic. So I think that's what they were bringing out here. But again, Monstropolis, I mean, the show building for the coaster is being constructed as we speak. It has gone vertical, and it's just about to be enclosed. It's pretty far along, and yet we have nothing from it. Even
No pictures, nothing.
right, not even the 2024 model that they had back then. Not the the coaster trains or nothing.
I'm not going to lie. I want a version of that squirrel. I want to see what my dogs would do if I dropped that in front of them.
Yeah,
You hear that, Disney? You got to make little plushies of this thing.
No, I want that model because I want to put it in the backyard and move it on a little car and see the dogs just
And
looking.
see if your dogs will go crazy.
that's funny. That's hilarious.
Gosh.
But
Funny.
I mean, again, what you see is what you're getting right here. We have no idea, like, if we have more things coming, but this is what we have right now. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up a little bit. We're gonna go back to Magic Kingdom here, and we'll go through Carousel of Progress because they did show a little bit of that.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, the dog's still the same.
nice.
Dog's pretty much still the same. You can see some of the scenes that we saw in that Disney Parks blog post talking about this, now illustrated in kind of this rough model form that we're seeing right here. We can see the aesthetic that they're going with for some of the scenes. I think this is scene 4 here that you're seeing right there. You can see kind of the costumes, but again, those 2 models, a couple of concept arts, art pieces, and that's it. Almost nothing from that item. Which is a little strange. It's like, okay, again, being
I don't know.
installed currently.
People have no faces, so yeah, that kind of fits.
She's wearing like half kimono, half bathrobe. That's interesting.
Yes. I remember talking to Vixen about this, and she was like, "These look really bad," and I'm like, "I know, I don't know why yellow. Like that's the one we're going with. Whatever."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
I know we start off in the 60s and we go to some foreign planet or whatever, but it just looks a little strange to me. Like you said, kimono, kind of Asian inspired. I don't know. Maybe that's the future that Disney envisions right there, but literally that's what we got for that. And then I do believe, I think that's it for the Walt Disney World attractions that they actually have on display. So we will go to Avatar in Disney's California Adventure. Let me see if I can get that going here, because I do have a lot of imagery of that, but again, it's like one model that you're getting. Let me see. Oh, no. Oh, my computer is going crazy right now. Fantastic. Uh-oh.
Mine's being slow too. Come on.
Yep. I did this wrong, so give me a second here. You would have thought I would have learned my lesson, but nope, I did not. So give me a second.
Oh, you're fine.
Absolutely.
We don't expect perfection. We're very laid back over here. I mean, you already know that. We're like the most disorganized
Well, this is
That's
a
kind of lightly.
out of
This
all
is
the
like a
streams that I
hangout.
Yeah, we're disorganized.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we are not organized at all in this family.
If we can throw a monkey wrench into something,
Sure, go ahead.
we're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. All right, here we go. I think I got control back right here. Let me see if I can actually, if I,
You want that removed from the stage?
yeah, well, don't worry. I'll go ahead and replace that shortly here with Avatar. Okay, and then boom. Does that work? I think that works. So, one model we've gotten for Avatar now, and you can see it there. This is what's coming in Disney California Adventure in the space currently occupied by Monsters Incorporated over there. So, in one place we're building monsters, in another place we're getting rid of them, which is very interesting.
That's interesting.
You can see though what that looks like right here. This is a combination of the artwork that we've already released and the model itself here. You can see kind of an aerial view of what it's supposed to look like at the conclusion of it. Obviously, that water in the periphery there. Don't expect that, but this is kind of the vision that they're going for. So you see the model here, obviously featuring the monorail. The monorail will cut through this land, which is already a very interesting decision made upon the Imagineers. But c'est la vie, that's what we're getting. And it's really interesting because this is the people there, and then you can kind of see the scale of how large this is. You're going to have...
Oh, wow.
Right.
A monorail goes through.
It goes right through.
And
Which is...
oh, wow.
Which is a little bit interesting.
Are those going to be animatronics like what Universal is doing?
I don't know. I would hope so because, you know me. I love kinetic energy, love stuff that moves, but I'm not sure if those are necessarily on animatronics.
I don't see them pulling that one off.
I don't either.
Oh, a boat ride. Wow. Is
It's
there
going-
going to be like a, what do you call it? A dip? I'm sorry. I'm losing my brain. My words.
Oh yeah, a drop.
Drop.
A drop. Yeah.
There might be. There might be. And the what you're seeing here, this assemblage of mountains, is obviously going to cover the large show building that sits just beyond there. And you can see the ride vehicle. It is in the exact same configuration as Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean. Which, if you,
Oh, I think. Ooh, you think they're going to go in that direction where they. That would be so cool. Because we're not going to China anytime soon. So
right, and I'm the same as you are, right? It's like I'm not stepping foot in China, but
yeah, exactly.
get that same system stateside. I think is very, very cool. They're going in that direction, which is awesome. It looks like they're going to have bioluminescent elements inside, beyond what we're seeing here in the model and a couple of concept art pieces. We don't actually know much more about this attraction, but to utilize the Shanghai Pirates of the Caribbean ride system is very, very cool. However, you need a lot of space to do that. In fact, I think Pirates of the Caribbean at Shanghai was the largest show building they had ever constructed up until that point, and that opened in 2016. So we're hoping for a big ride. We're hoping for a long ride. However, it is in very space-limited Disneyland. So I'm very curious to see how much stuff we'll actually get from this. Maybe it'll be double-decker to allow for those inclines and drops and so forth. We're hoping so. But I love the exterior portion where you kind of go by the waterfalls and everybody can kind of look in. And then, obviously, you're going to have an adventure inside.
I just love the idea of having that kind of ride system, like the Pirates over in, you said Shanghai, right? Because I get Shanghai and Hong Kong.
Shanghai,
mixed
yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Shanghai,
Gosh.
China, Hong Kong should be Japan.
It should be cool. Like, it should be pretty awesome. And I'm thinking James Cameron's still going to be involved in this. I know he's kind of walked away from the Avatar franchise a little bit, or at least that's what he's saying in the media and press. I do believe he's going to be part of this project. And it's been in development for a while now. Obviously, when Bob Iger talked about it, man, was that February of 2023, I think? Man, that was a long time ago. We were all wondering. Oh, God, please.
How are the like folks on the East Coast that are like your Disneylanders? How are they receiving this news? Are they excited?
You mean on the West Coast? Because you just said East Coast.
West, sorry, yeah. See, I mean on the West
For a
Coast.
second, I'm like, huh?
Sorry, I'm perpetually going to be on the East Coast because that's where I was raised. But like the West Coast folks, what are they? Is it being received really well, or is there like
I think
criticism?
It is. Well, I mean, the West Coast folks, they were so jaded and cynical for a period of time that when the news broke that we were going to get, quote, an Avatar experience, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just going to be a meet and greet. We're not going to get anything like what Walt Disney World has in Pandora." But I was trying to assure people, I was like, look, listen, if the CEO of the Walt Disney Company is telling you on an earnings call that Avatar is coming to Disneyland, that's not a meet and greet, okay? The CEO doesn't talk to people on Wall Street.
Right. about meet and greets.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a shop. It's something more substantial.
Right. That is true.
So, but we didn't know for a long time what we were actually going to get. When it was revealed that it was going to be a boat ride, that was very cool. But then everything kind of went radio silent for a little while, and a lot of people thought we were going to get Zootopia instead, which was very interesting. It turns out companies now doubling down. They're going to go with Avatar. They're going to go with this concept, and I think people are excited because DCA does not have any boat ride at all. They do have a river raft.
Dang, I didn't know that.
But they do not have a boat ride, and they don't have like a boat based kind of atmospheric ride like Pirates of the Caribbean, for example. They have nothing.
How many
like
do you
that.
have in Disneyland that are boat-based, atmospheric like that?
Well, for Disneyland, you have Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously. You have
like
Small
the big
World.
one.
You have all those attractions. But next door,
And the canoes.
Yeah, the canoes.
And the Pinocchio one's a boat ride too, right?
No, Pinocchio is just a traditional dark
I
ride,
have
kind of
a
like
question.
a Snow White.
Being that your two parks are so dang close together,
Right.
is there really a benefit to having a boat ride in DCA?
Well, yes, because
But
people
what are
still.
you giving up for?
Well, the thing we're giving up for this is going to be Monsters Inc., the dark ride that we have there.
Okay.
And we actually believe some of those pieces might actually find their way into Disney's
Florida?
Hollywood Studios' Monsters
Gotcha.
Inc. attraction, right? Kinda
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
yeah. Rob Peter
Yeah.
to pay Paul. Got it.
But yeah, so
Yep.
but like
Pretty much.
you know,
That's one way of putting it.
people do buy one day, one park tickets. And when you're stuck in DCA, you kind of like those atmospheric rides. You like those slower rides. You like those things that kind of take you through
Yeah.
an adventure.
A story.
Yeah, a story that you can kind of fill in your own head and stuff that's not going to jostle you around too much. You know, we just don't really have that at DCA. Again, Disneyland, the Columbia, Mark Twain, you got the canoes, like you said before, Erica. You have a plethora of different options regarding all of that, but nothing really for DCA. So this is all good. Like everything, you know, to get more nature included into DCA as well. That's always a welcome. So because it can be a little bit utilitarian at times. So I like all of this. People have been really receiving this well, and we are really excited about it. However, this is the project that is probably going to take the longest out of any of these, because where this is going to sit ultimately, they have to get a lot of infrastructural work in the back end done before this can even be started to be built. And one of those things is the parking structure, and that's going to be an 18-month process, and it's going to be all kinds of stuff. So I'm not expecting this until at least 2030 at the minimum, but we'll see. Let's see right here. We also have, let's see. Something in the near future is going to be Marvel. So I know, Erica, it is your favorite, and I don't want to go ahead and, let you
No,
down.
it's not. I don't appreciate your sarcasm.
No, it's-
I will like seeing some of the Marvel stuff to see if I can laugh now or cry later.
exactly right.
Because my grandkids are going to be like, "Hey, Grandpa," I'm like, "I ain't taking you to California."
Yeah, and I see.
Oh
Troy,
gosh, those seats.
right.
Now, what kind? What?
Supposed
So
to be in a car. It looks like.
So for for Marvel Adventures Campus, the expansion there for Disney California Adventures, what we're kind of seeing, you're going to have two rides. One is going to be Start Flight Lab. The other is going to be Infinity Defense. Right now, what you're seeing is the ride vehicle for Start Flight Lab. And the idea with this is that you will sit in a ride vehicle all separated
it's a
out.
claw.
Like what you're saying, yes. And you'll be picked up and jostled around by a Kuka arm.
So basically, it's monsters, Universal's type thing.
Yes.
I guess like during the Hogwarts ride, the
Yes.
journey.
Hogwarts
that one?
and Monsters Unchained. Monsters Unchained. is
Monsters
the version
Unchained
of it.
and Forbidden Journey. That's correct. That's gonna
Forbidden
use the
Journey.
same
That's the
technology.
name of it.
Now, what makes these distinct from both those rides is that you're not actually going to be transported through a themed environment. Like the
It's gonna
model
be-
shows
it's gonna
here,
be things moving.
it's
and
just-
things going to be stationary.
Okay.
Simmer. Okay.
yeah, you're just going to
Oh.
be outdoors and jostling around out there.
So it's like Forbidden Journey meets the Sum of All Thrills.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's
Wait.
really interesting.
Which is a little strange. It's a little weird.
It is. And then I have it outdoor. Well, no, because the one at Interventions was indoors. Some of All Thrills was indoors. And that was really fun. We did that like once, at least with the boys.
So
They
this is gonna
designed
be an
their own
outdoor
coaster.
ride?
Yeah, outdoor. They'll have a canopy thing, but yeah, it's going to
Yes, they will have a
that's weird.
It's a little strange. Not sure why they went with this kind of configuration right here. I could take you through the history of this attraction and probably give you an explanation, but from what I understand is like maybe a previous incarnation of this ride was going to feature Kuka. Maybe they had a contract with them or something or commitment there, and they were like,
Okay.
well, let's just like keep that, but do something else completely different. So they broke it up into two rides, and one is the Kuka Arm ride that you're seeing right there. The other that we don't know anything about almost, other than a few details, is the interior dark ride, which will take up a lot of the remaining room for DCA. And the dark ride is going to use the same ride system as Tokyo's Peter Pan ride for their Fantasy Springs. Have you seen that at all?
Actually, I have not. Believe it or not, I have not even looked up the. You said Fantasy Springs? Is that what it's called? I have not even looked at it in detail. I haven't even seen in detail the land in Paris.
Oh yeah, Disney Adventure World.
Even I haven't. I have yet to even. We've just been so tied up in, life.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff. We just have not. This is why I was telling you, I really need to get back into like catching up with all the theme park stuff. I am so out of the loop with, and the news is just bam, bam, bam. Especially with Disney, with all this, it almost every day I feel like you're hearing something new.
Yeah, it's a ton, and especially over the weekend, it's going to be a lot. So
It's going to be even more. It's not even over yet. It's just getting started.
It's going to be just, have your brain open as wide as it can be to accept all the information because it's going to be crazy. But yeah, so the dark ride is going to be the big ride that everybody's kind of looking forward to. You can kind of see that Ant-Man, like crashing through or whatever. That's part of the dark ride. And apparently you're going to be facing off King Thanos and with a bunch of Avengers from all over the multiverse. So that's kind of what we know from that ride. It looks like it is going to be pretty screen-based, but go ahead.
I'm kind of wondering, sorry, it just popped into my head, if maybe down the road they're going to incorporate these claw-like attractions on the cruise lines.
That's an interesting idea. It's really cool. It's really interesting you say that because with the Disney Adventure, the
one themed in Marvel.
Yes, the one that they acquired from that Chinese builder. Right? It was the Global Dream before, and then they kind of converted it. That had a lot of attractions on it, and one of the reasons why is because it doesn't actually make port anywhere. So the ship is the destination. And you have to have some, a lot of stuff for people to do. And there's like actual spinner on that. There is a roller coaster on that. And I think you're right, Erica.
Wow.
It would be cool to have a simulator like a Kugel Arm on there, like the Sum of All Thrills back in the day.
I mean, even on any of their other ships, I mean, you could essentially theme these into anything.
Oh yeah,
that's just crazy. I mean, of course, you would raise the prices, significantly when you're talking attractions on, on ships.
And what's also noteworthy about this is that this is the first Kugel Arm attraction that has been permanently set up for guests in a Disney theme park. Which is noteworthy because there was a 10-year exclusive contract with Universal with Kugel Arm technology. No other theme park proprietor could actually utilize that in their parks. And they kept it away from Disney. Disney had a lot of concepts using Kugel Arm. In fact, I remember hearing about or seeing actually a concept where
somebody sweetened the deal.
Right.
Should wonder what that. I'm not even going to ask what was done or what rituals were made.
Well, it was a 10-year contract, right? So, remember, I believe, what was it? The Wizarding World of Harry Potter 1.0 opens 2010, so that contract would have run out in 2020, allowing other proprietors to get in on the action. And we have seen, I think, a similar ride to this, maybe at Legoland, but now Disney's getting into the game right here. But there was a concept back in the day of using like a Kugel Arm and transporting you through an environment. It was going to be the replacement for Disneyland's People Mover. That track has been dormant ever since 1999-8 when the rocket rods crashed and burned there, and so we just haven't had anything on that track. And they were going to put a Kugel Arm thing on there. It was going to be awesome. It was going to be fantastic. And then nothing because Universal was able to get an exclusivity contract with Kuka for their technology. So, but now we see more of that stuff coming out, which is very, very interesting.
So real quick, we have a few new people in the house. We got Darian's in the house. Hey, and he's listening. He's playing chauffeur dad right now, and Troy Gustafson. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Gustafsson. Yes.
Gustafsson.
Gustafson.
Yes. And Freedom Seeker. Yep. And Angel
Angel
Rec. Just wanted to say hi to you guys and thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Very, very cool. Wonderful to see everybody out there. That is awesome. Let me see if I can get. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's go to coasters for just a second because I know Erica, you love that coasters.
It's such a love-hate relationship. I am just absolutely enamored with
the tech.
and yes, and just watching them. But man, you couldn't pay me to go on most of them. They're terrifying.
I'll get on them.
Yeah, I know you will. Raph will just about ride anything. And I'm like, ugh.
Ralph, I need you to come out here and get on some coasters with me because my wife will not get on some of them. So
Hey.
Yeah, me and Linda will go in the shops and chill. You guys can go do your thrills.
tell you what, I'll send Linda out to Texas, and you can send Ralph over here, and you and Linda can go shopping in Texas, and me and Ralph will hit my guitars.
Hey, there you
the
go.
other
Hey,
the other
look,
items we have.
I'm going to state the obvious here. You guys got Publix. So
That's true.
I want to eat my way through a bakery.
Boom. One distinct advantage.
Oh, I forgot about this one, the Space Mountain.
Space Mountain Earthrise.
I have
at
so
Tokyo.
many my biggest question on the model that they're showing, because I did see it.
Yes.
How does it's not going to interfere with the people mover, is it?
Okay, that's interesting. So this is technically Tokyo's version of Space Mountain that they're working on currently.
Okay.
And
I thought-
I don't think they ever had a people mover, which is interesting.
I was thinking Disney World because wasn't there an announcement
And
made.
That's actually relevant to the conversation because I know we have gone over, Erica, the fact that maybe perhaps they actually are, this D23 going to announce the fact that they're going to completely reimagine Space Mountain at Walt
into
Disney World.
this.
And the reason why is because that old Aero track that they have, dating all the way back to 75, it's
Yep.
everything's got a lifespan.
Yep.
It's
True.
certainly exceeded it. And to get those old
Yeah,
parts and to
dude.
maintain this, it just doesn't make feasible or financial sense anymore, especially with diminishing surveys and with competition as fierce as ever, right? You have some of the best
Yep.
coasters in Florida right now. So
I know.
what does that mean for Space
Have you
Mountain?
really looked at what SeaWorld's been doing for coasters?
I was
Right.
just going to
Insane.
say SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. Like, I know you got Universal that's just bringing it. But then now you've got SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. They're coming up with more coasters.
Coasters
It's
are
like,
nuts.
Right. You
Yep.
you have Iron Gwazi. You have, I think, Kuma's Revenge coming out.
I
right
call
there.
it Kumba 2.0, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
Kumba's Revenge. And I'm terrified of what they're going to do because I probably won't ride it if I'm not strapped in from the shoulders.
I get you. I understand. but there are so many different amazing coaster concepts coming to the Florida area that I can kind of see it from Disney's perspective. It's kind of like, well, Space Mountain, it's 75 and it's 50 years old and it feels every single year of it. So what's very interesting and why I'm playing this
me
whole
out
thing
there, dude.
out is because Space Mountain in Space Mountain Earthrise in Tokyo.
Can you pause that for a second right there?
Yeah. Yes. Give me a second.
You see
Right
that
there.
nice logo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Damn you, Disney. Get original.
Get original for sure. What is interesting about Earthrise is that it's a complete replacement of their Space Mountain. It's one of the most expensive rides that Disney's ever built. One of the reasons being that the Japanese are paying for it. But
Hey, you know what? And I love the Japanese. They're very meticulous about everything.
absolutely.
Even down to their food. I mean, just if it's not going to be perfect, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
No. And the OLC executives are notoriously very difficult to actually convince to go with certain projects and so forth. So, but they opted for this. They opted for a complete replacement. And remember, their Space Mountain was based off of the 1977 Disneyland Space Mountain back in the day. Anywho's, they're going to have a launch built in. They're going to have onboard audio. That should be very, very cool. But these ride vehicles right here have got a lot of people talking because they don't quite fit the ride vehicles that people have taken photos of on the Tokyo site. Some people believe, and I think Alicia Stella was actually saying this, that these could be the new ride vehicles for Walt Disney World's Space Mountain, if in fact they announce it.
That kind of would make sense. Now, I do notice that on this coaster train can hold double
Yes.
what it can currently hold at Disney World, which is good because Space Mountain, old or new, it's a popular ride. The lines get backed up for it. And they definitely could use new trains that can hold more people. But that would mean a slightly wider track too, right? To fit double side by side.
There is no way you could possibly fit a train that size on the current track as it currently exists in Walt Disney World because those toboggan style tracks they are so small and they're really only built to carry so much weight. You're going to have, in order to have this ride vehicle within Space Mountain as it currently exists in Magic Kingdom, it's going to require a complete track replacement. And with that, you're probably going to see that track be limited to one rather than two, right? Right now you have Alpha and Omega. They sit side by side. You're probably going to just have one track within that, 300-foot wide, 180-foot tall cone structure.
I miss the days where you could actually split and kind of choose which
Experiencing one.
coaster you wanted to go on because one goes in a slightly different direction than the other one.
Yes.
And they started using the one lane just for Lightning Lane and the other one for standby. And you kind of lost that sense of, pick your experience,
Right.
Because as a kid or as a teenager, it was always like, but the left one's better. Oh, no, the right one. We always had this little debate as you're waiting in the queue line with your friends, on, the right one's better. No, go to the left, and you don't have that anymore. Ever since the whole Fast Pass Lightning Lane kind of came on scene, yeah.
It's a little sad, right? And I know Matterhorn used to be that way because that's kind of the closest cousin to the 1965 Magic Kingdom. You always had the Tomorrowland side and the Fantasyland side, and those were big debates. Go ahead, Erica. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just really I'm excited for this, and I'm looking forward. I hope there is an announcement because I know Space Mountain in Florida. It does need it needs an update. That thing will toss you around like, woo.
Honestly, right now with what all Disney's doing, why don't you leave it the hell alone until you get something else built?
Hey,
yeah. I mean,
I've heard that the argument as well.
They don't need to tear up any more than they've already got torn up around the park.
Otherwise, just sell. Just put fences up with peepholes and charge less admission so people could just watch you build the damn thing.
Yeah, it's possible right there.
Have some of you with construction workers wolf whistling at people. It'll be a throwback.
It'll be a throwback.
Oh, yeah.
It's certainly a controversial project. I know Braden from Mickey Views, he put out a big video, all right, talking about how
We need
it
to
was his
watch that
favorite
tonight
ride.
while we eat. Watch Braden's video.
If you do, you'll see that I'm in it, which is very, very cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, you'll see. That should be fun for you to try to pick out where I am, but I'm in it, so that's pretty cool.
So we got to look for you, huh?
It's like Finding Waldo. Where's Waldo?
Where's Vash?
Don't worry.
Speaking of, you're an unknown character in the screen again. It decided.
I know.
As soon as you shared, your logo went.
I don't know why EV
just
Max
went
keeps doing that. It just poof, your logo keeps or your avatar.
That's all right. That's okay. EV Mux, it's all right. Too many good things. But in Braden's video, right, he makes the argument to maintain Space Mountain, and it is his favorite ride at Walt Disney World. But coming from the coaster world. You know, you get a real sense of how these things actually play out, how these things actually operate, work, and stuff. And from that perspective, especially from cost, maintenance, everything else, it kind of makes sense what they're doing. But we'll see. The Experiences Showcase is tomorrow at 7 p.m. California time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Now, I do have at least one more thing here to show you, and that is a couple of things that they shared for Lion King at Paris. So obviously,
Paris? I don't know why. I thought it was one of the Asian parks that was garnering
Lion King.
the Lion King.
No, they did not opt for Lion King for either Hong Kong, Shanghai, or even Tokyo. They're for Paris. They're going Lion King. You'll note that previously this was going to be Star Wars, and then Star Wars got dropped off, and we were all thinking, what franchise are they going to replace?
That's right. I remember they were going to do a Galaxy's Edge in Paris, and it got scrapped. Yeah,
It got scrapped, and because Star Wars Galaxy's Edge didn't do all that well, I don't think, and so they opted for Lion King, which was a very interesting decision. And they've, it's basically going to be their Splash Mountain, which is interesting because in Paris it freezes. So how much of the year can you actually ride on this thing? I don't know. But this is where they're going. And not much was revealed. We have seen before photos and video of a large Lion King model that they have. They didn't bring it here, which is really weird and really bizarre. We know they have it, they just didn't show it. So right now we have one scene that you see right there in little miniature form. We have a miniature model of the actual log, but nothing else. And this tree, I guess. But there's like nothing else here. It's just weird because I was going back to expos, going back to 2009 stuff. They would have models of all kinds of stuff: Mystic Manor, Raider Springs Racers, Aulani, an entire cruise ship. They would have all kinds of stuff. And here it's just really sparse, but spread out. And it's just a little weird how they've gone about all of this. Lion King, we still don't know all that much, although we do know it's going to be based on the animated film, and it should be extra large capacity for Disneyland Paris's only water ride. So there you go. That's about Pirates, of course.
That's interesting because I know Paris pretty much gets the same weather very similarly as where we were at in Germany.
Colder climate?
Yeah. If it snows in Paris, the likelihood it's going to keep moving east and we'll hit Germany. Man.
Right.
I guess they'll just have to work it the way the German parks or anywhere else in Europe where they'll have to shut down the ride accordingly to the weather. And then unless they have a heck of a heating system, but then you don't want to mix too cold with heat either. Cause if the temperatures get freezing like that, even if you put warm water, the water will freeze.
Right.
If it gets to that, but it's really got to be like negative in the negatives, and it gets cold, but it doesn't get like -5, 10, or 25. I don't know. It'll be case by case as they monitor the weather and close it down as needed.
Well, I remember back in the day that they did actually sketch out concepts and plan out concepts to bring Splash Mountain to Disneyland Paris in the Paris park there. And part of the reason why they didn't was cost, because Splash Mountain is unbelievably expensive.
Yeah.
But the other reason that they didn't go for it was the frigid temperatures. It's kind of like, do we necessarily need a ride like this? Well, Paris did have an extremely hot summer, actually taking down multiple attractions because of how hot it was out there. I think there can be a need for this, but it's going to be limited, and I'm really curious to see how much play
They
this
can do
actually
it.
gets.
Fantasia Land's got Chiapas, and So I'm sure they'll figure it out. It's not unheard of. They're just going to have to work with the weathers, shut down the ride maybe seasonally or just monitor the weather day by day.
Right.
Right.
No, that's
I'd just say FTF.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
This one's a really interesting one because this is, Lion King's not a young franchise. It's very, very old. It's not the most relevant IP, but it's obviously a beloved movie, so it shouldn't be all that surprising, but it kind of is when you look at the modern context of how Disney operates today. Anywho's, it is. This is pretty much what we're getting. They had a couple of things for Coco. They had a couple of things for let's see, like I think like Sugar Rush and like a couple of like in between projects. But the bulk of the experiences lineup is what you're actually seeing here. We're still waiting for the show, and there's like a ton of other D23 news. But for parks, for us, this is the thing that's most relevant right here. Overall, it's okay, but I guess we'll see what.
Yeah,
tomorrow
it's
brings.
a whole. We'll have to wait and see what the finished product gives us to really gauge, to really form an opinion. Because right now it's okay. It looks really good on paper. It looks great in the model, but what is this really going to translate? Because you've got Epic Universe, and I mean the concept art. I mean they just nailed it when they built
Yeah, I know.
the park.
I'm a little bit ticked that they took down the Epic Preview Center because I'd love to know where that model went.
That model's cool. And that model was cool too because it had the AR, the reality stuff.
Yeah, that was.
That was fun to. I was
That
just
was
like sitting there
cool.
playing with that. I'm like, come on, really?
Which is so
I wish I could have
cool.
gone to play. I used to watch vloggers.
Do
We were
it.
in Germany. We just watch everyone else do
we
the
did.
virtual reality on their phones. I'm like, man, that looks so cool.
I know it was awesome. It was fantastic that they actually had that kind of inclusion right there. When I see these models here at the D23, it's like, why don't you do stuff like that? You talk about being a technology company. Do some AR, do some VR, do some stuff that you have to scan on your phone and
Vash,
actually see.
they're not a technology company. I hate the bus bubble man.
I think they were more. I think when Iger said that, he was hoping, I guess, to steer the company more into, like, I guess Disney Plus and apps. Everything being on an app and being and they have, I think, smartly figured out, no, we're not going to do that. It's too expensive for one, and two, it's. I think they have just lost too much money.
That's
So
the thing. They used to basically print money with these parks.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
To a certain extent, they still do, but it's
they do.
largely
Yeah,
because of
but-
cuts now.
it just sucks that their entertainment side isn't, is flopping everywhere, and they're taking away from the parks to subsidize that, and that's
Yeah.
why we're getting all this half-assedness in the parks, and I get it. Since even in Walt's era, it was like a marriage with the entertainment side and the parks. They played off of each other. That was the point, and it was smart. That you create these stories and then you could experience the stories in a park as a family. I mean, it was freaking genius. This is what makes Walt, and they've really over the years they've had ups and downs, but this slump that they've been in it's a big one. It's bigger than their animation desert era, when for years this is worse in my opinion.
Well, it's much worse because, at least with the animation drought that they had, right, and that's between probably like the 60s through like the 1990s roughly. It was a big one. you still had the occasional hit, maybe like Robin Hood, or well, Robin Hood didn't do all that well at the box office, like Jungle Book.
Yeah, the classics, the old
Aristocats,
ones.
yeah.
Hmm.
But then when they, in the 1990s, when that kind of waking Sleeping Beauty Renaissance era, you had a bunch of guys that were either acquired into the company or had been they had been handcuffed for a while, and then they were unleashed. Right, the company said, you know what, we believe in animation, go, and they were allowed to fly and flourish in a way that they hadn't before. And so when
We got someone at the door. Hold on, Vash.
Second, Vash.
Go ahead.
Hold that thought.
Oh, Garfield, we have a visitor.
Oh, where is he?
Oh, me at him.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
Darren.
folks. Hey, guys. I got here as soon as I could. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, we're
How's
just
everybody?
we're catching up on the latest Disney parks news with their D23. Are you familiar with D23?
I'm not.
Oh,
So D23, Vash, you want to explain more what?
absolutely. Well, starting in 2009, the company was like, hey, let's go ahead and do a convention, kind of like a Comic-Con, but for Disney, right? And that's all the Disney that has to offer. So, whether it's, well, now you have acquisitions, but back in the day it was ABC, ESPN, and Disney parks, all of that. Let's go ahead and showcase all of that during a weekend and have a convention in the Anaheim Convention Center. And so every other year they host D23, and this is a D23 year, and this weekend is all about everything going on with Hulu, Star Wars, Marvel, ESPN, ABC, Simpsons, Disney experiences, which includes the cruise line, parks, everything like that. It's all happening over the weekend here. And so I was just catching everybody up to speed on what has been revealed, at least for the experiences or park side of the business so far, before the big showcase panel that actually takes place tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Izzo said it right here, Vash, the Disney Wikipedia. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't have an avatar or his actual picture. We're actually using an AI Vash program.
That's
it's
true.
called Vash Sky. That's why it has an exclamation point at it. That's the
Oh,
secret.
goodness.
I see. I've been listening the last like half hour, on the road and everything. My kids have me everywhere today. Oh, can you go pick up so and so? Can you go pick up so and so? Sure. Let's
Oh,
do
one
it.
of those days.
I had a carload full of teenagers. Help! But I love it.
Fun.
Yeah, we've been catching up on what's coming on the horizon with Disney parks, how it compares to other theme parks, because we're theme park people here too. Aside from our Germany and military, we also are like theme park nerds. So we've just really been nerding out. And the convention's going on right now. So
Yes.
we're catching up on what's the latest news that's coming up, at least, for Disney World and Disneyland. And Izzo actually said something up here. Interesting. He said, they lost me in Florida. I'm not going back. I will try Anaheim once I am open to foreign parks, but it's getting hard to justify the cost. Yeah.
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 I mean,
We share your sentiment there too. It's the realities kicked in that we're no longer Florida residents. It's going to be exceedingly hard to go to Disney, and because Epic Universe is opened, we probably would rather put our money there. And as nostalgic as Disney is for us, but we have to be money conscious, and then out of the Disney parks, we've never been to Disneyland. So we're kind of in that, if we're going to do anything Disney in the next maybe 1 to 1.5 in the near future, like maybe within the next year, we're leaning towards Disneyland because we've never been, and honestly, I got to be honest with you. We've been saying this for at least the last few years. For a small park, it packs a punch. Like there's just so much to do. And then you've got Disney World, which I say Disney World, and what I really mean is the Magic Kingdom park. It's just crazy how the two parks, one is smaller. It has so many more rides and stories you can experience. My childhood, essentially. And at Disney World, we don't have half of those. Like, we don't have Pinocchio. We don't have Alice in Wonderland. You know, we don't have an updated Peter Pan. Yeah, right. You know, and I'm just sitting here like, even a Dumbo, the little Dumbo train, like the kid in me is just like, I would have loved as a kid to go on that circus train. That
That would have been cool.
the highlight. And you know what? I guess I'm just going to enjoy it in my middle aged years.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
You
that.
know?
Yeah.
Just, but anyway, sorry, Vash, you were
No, you're
picking up where you left off because I'm over here like,
well. No, you're
Oh,
you're exactly right. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
look at that.
It like Disneyland's phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing. I certainly recommend anybody go. I know Jay Drunk 3PO. He went to Disneyland for the first time over the last weekend actually. And
Oh,
he was
really?
like- yeah, he had never been, and he was like, "Whoa, this is something else." I always try to tell people, it's like, I understand, 4 parks compared to 2. I get it. I know how that, in your head,
there-
how that would feel, right?
yeah, I get it. On the one hand, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's more to do, obviously, because I've seen a lot of videos and streamers and vloggers, and we live in an era now where we can travel anywhere digitally, but to see it and experience it in person, I know for a fact is going to be way different than
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm getting on
Oh, yeah.
camera. And I can't wait to get that feeling. I want to know. I want to walk down that main street and look at the castle. And I got people telling me, oh, but it's smaller. The one at Disney World's better. And I'm like, no, not necessarily. Just because it's smaller, that doesn't mean anything. Not when you understand the history of the company and its founder. It's like, yeah, but this is the one that
Walt walks.
touched.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, do you not know what this means for Disney, for a Disney fan who, loves Walt Disney. And I mean Walt Elias Disney. I always have to throw the middle name in there so
Bam.
people understand
Middle
I'm
name.
talking about the person, not the studio.
I love it. No,
True.
It is insane just how much it, like you said, is packed in here. And I got the commentary this weekend too. People were like, "Oh yeah, look, I can fit that castle in the back pocket there," and I'm like, "Well, looks."
I don't care. You know what? Even better. I'll take it home with me.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point right there. No, like the amazing thing about Disneyland, like you said, it is the one that Walt wanted. It is the one that Walt walked through. It is the one that he was very particular in actually setting out and constructing and building and laying out and everything like that. He was very particular about every single aspect. That includes obviously the castle there, which I am, I would have B-roll playing of that right now. I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
you're fine. We're not picky over here. Stop. You're good.
I try. But no, it's absolutely phenomenal. It really is, and like even DCA, right? DCA just by itself, Disney California Adventure, the sister park. That park actually has a lot more attractions than a lot of the Walt Disney World parks do, just by itself. And you have Disneyland, which was built up over 40, 50 years, in which it didn't have a DCA. So it has 60 ride shows and attractions. It's crazy how packed these things are in there, and a lot of those being designed and cultivated and developed by Walt himself. And you can really feel it. You can really feel it when you walk in. It's just a different feel from Magic Kingdom or anywhere else in the world. And so in terms of valuation, look, you're going to have to spend a week in Walt Disney World to get the real true Walt Disney World experience. Whereas
Yeah, it does take a while. It takes a hot. If you want to soak in the resorts and the whole enchilada, Yeah, you can't really say you've been to one or two parks and you've done Disney World. It's because when you say Disney World, it encompasses everything, the resorts and Disney Springs and the parks. And when you encompass all of that, it's a lot. That's a lot of square miles to cover in like even a week.
Oh, of course, absolutely, and it gets really tough to do that, and obviously the costs grow every single time you add a day. Whereas Disneyland, you give them 3 days, you're doing pretty good. You can see a lot this park and this resort actually has to offer. It is so close in proximity right there. You get park hoppers. You can go easily between the two parks, as you can see in this footage right here. They're right across from each other. So there is a lot of value here. There's no question about that, and it's just it's awesome. I think it's really fantastic. Look at that train right there. Going
I
right
want to
there.
do Oogie Boogie one year. This year, I told Raph, I was like, you do realize we could technically buy. This is back in Germany. I'm like, this is back in like March. I remember telling him usually the tickets go on sale in April. Do we want to buy them? Because they go like that. I'm like, we can technically snag them and we can technically go. But we had to like restrain. I know because we don't know where we're going to be at financially with the big move. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad we didn't buy the tickets. 'Cause
Yeah.
Because guys,
that emotional response was definitely there. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we would have really shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
I 100% get that. There's, it is a big commitment, especially with those parties and everything else. But it's you just gotta go. It's extremely charming. It definitely has a connection to the 1950s and 1960s.
That's
but
what I
there's
love
a
about
lot
it.
of- Right, and there's a lot of modern attractions in there as well in order to balance things out. Feels fresh, but also feels classic. And I think it's certainly top recommend. I know Jay was like, man, even your Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is way better because it's got the John
That's
Williams music
interesting.
there.
Because I thought they were laid out identically.
They are, but with new updates and especially with the fireworks show at night and everything like that, taking
Oh.
advantage of the
Okay.
Star Wars
I
Galaxy's
see.
Edge land and everything like that. Like, people come out of that thinking like, whoa, that was a true Star Wars experience. Hit me in the feels in a way that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, at least at Walt Disney World, didn't. So
I didn't know that the Galaxy's Edge firework thing was like, I thought it was just a one-time thing. I didn't know it was reoccurring.
No, yeah, it's.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes a difference. So you can essentially get taken to firework shows.
Yes, yes, you can, and it's the same.
Wow.
It's kind of interesting because, and you can see it a little bit right here. The show is lined up with the regular fireworks show. So depending on where you
just
are
get
in
a
the
different
park,
soundtrack.
a different soundtrack and a completely different feel.
Yep.
That's
That is freaking
Crazy,
genius. I did
right?
not know that.
Yes,
It's
it is
called
a thing.
somebody used their brain for that part.
Yee.
How?
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. I'm like, but it makes sense because they put Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, where we don't have Galaxy's Edge at Magic Kingdom. We have
Right.
it at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
So it makes sense in California. That is so freaking genius. You literally pick your experience. Same fireworks, but pick your experience. You want the
Exactly.
Fantasyland traditional Disney, or do you want the Star Wars?
Yes.
That is what?
And it's crazy because it works. Like it's and it's lined up and like synced up pretty well. Like literally, you wouldn't know that these fireworks of these pyrotechnics weren't custom designed for either show. They work so well. So it's super cool. It is awesome. And I mean, like the Christmas.
And you
fireworks,
don't
for
get
example.
sound interference
Nope, not at all.
from the cat. That is insane.
Nope,
Holy
nope.
cow.
You are completely immersed. Because remember, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was built with Atmos built in. It was built with an Atmos
I didn't
system.
know. Okay, I didn't know that. That's something new.
Yep,
I didn't know. That makes sense now.
absolutely. So,
Wow.
So you have a ridiculous sound system. It sounds absolutely amazing, and these shells are right in front of you. It is, and you have the Millennium Falcon right there. Like, psh, come on, like it's crazy. And so, and Freedom Seeker even pointed out right there. I accidentally was just sitting in Galaxy's
was
Edge
just
when it
reading
was
that.
time for the fireworks, and I thought it was better in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge than it was by the castle. A lot of people believe that because some of these fireworks shows, they've been playing for a couple of years now. not to say that they're old in the teeth, but people might want something a little bit fresh, want something a little bit different, and boom, you have it right over Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it's a completely different show. And so for me, I mean, a lot of times I just opt to see him from back there because, you know what, it's awesome. But that's the kind of the way that Disney really utilizes the space here, right? Some things serve dual purpose. For example, Fantasmic. We don't have really a show space where you see it, like at Disney Hollywood Studios. It actually appears right in front of you in the Rivers of America, and obviously that gives you a very different feel for that show. It's
So there, guys. I got to run. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I got to run again. But I'll have you on in the
You're
speakers.
Thanks so much.
Good to
All
see
right,
you
Darian.
briefly, sir.
We'll see. Sorry, we're just nerding out on Disney
Hey,
tonight.
no worries. No worries. I wish I could be here more, but I'm listening in my car. So, juicies.
All right.
All right, Darian. See you
ya.
later.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, it's awesome, and you know, I mean, you see this beautiful European Village Fantasyland right there, which I know Erica and Raph up there will appreciate.
Yes, very much so.
Absolutely, you know, there's
That's
just a lot
crazy.
of little charm in there that you just don't get in other places.
It's like Disney knows that they have a lot of limitations. So, and they can't really screw with too much at Disneyland. They're kind of boxed in, which I think is a good thing.
Yes, that's true.
Where at Disney World, there's so much freedom there. There's almost too much freedom, and it's to their detriment. That's kind of what I'm picking up on.
Yes, but I'm just not going to go down there. I just can't.
Yeah.
Limitations can be a good thing. And
Yeah, it can, especially when you're trying to conserve, you know, an iconic man like Disney, you know, what he built and poured into a theme park and entertainment. And then you go to Disney World and there's so much land space and everything's so spread out. It's easy to just, I guess when you want to conserve the land because maybe you're in fear of using it too quickly. Which I could see how that could happen. You know, we have all this land, but at the same time, you want to make sure you always kind of have something to work with. And, you know, I could kind of understand the mentality of, well, we could use more space, but do we really want to? And I can kind of feel the struggle, like as I'm really trying to be objective here. And, it's a struggle, and I'm giving them a lot of benefit of the doubt here when I'm saying all this because I'm really trying to put myself in their shoes, you know, in terms of that struggle of, we got the blessing of land, but we don't want to develop it too much or too quickly, you know.
absolutely.
And I feel like they're being so conservative in that regard for Disney World that I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying though?
Well, it is really interesting the dynamic between the parks and where they're situated and how the companies have to think about this stuff. So for Disneyland, there's not a lot of space, which means that everything has to be kind of a banger. You can't necessarily have stuff just occupying real estate, right? And just sitting there.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of have to be like, hey, every single attraction has to do its part to absorb the crowds, which, you know, that comes with a different level of thought processing. Everything has to kind of be built a certain way in order to fit in and everything else. Versus Walt Disney World, what's interesting, what's happening there is, think about it. When you have to transport people from the Magic Kingdom parking lot, right?
Yeah,
Via the TTC
true. Yep.
through like the monorail or maybe a ferry across the Seven Seas Lagoon and get into Magic Kingdom. If you meaningfully expand that park, right, you have to build that transportation infrastructure to get people from one side to another, which is why they're opting to build another ferry right now, and they're opting to build another dock and all of that. There are other considerations you have to make when you live with that design choice.
Yeah.
Disneyland
I'll
does
be
have
back
its
in a moment.
limitations, but a lot of smart people from a lot of decades and well, now well over half a century have really thought this out very carefully, and you can kind of feel it and you can kind of see it and you can really experience it. So I in terms of like pound for pound, park versus park, Disneyland is certainly like up there. Now, Walt Disney World will always have its resort, and it will always have I think it's well over 20 resort hotels.
Yeah.
That you can't get around that. If you're into
Right.
that resort experience, that's going to be the experience for you. But Disneyland, in terms, if you're a theme park fan,
See, that's for me. I'm more rides and food. I mean,
Exactly.
I like carnivals. As a kid, I loved carnivals and theme parks. I mean, we lived literally across town from Busch Gardens and then only an hour away from Disney. And then we had the Florida State Fair and the Strawberry Festival right there in our backyard, So I was just I grew up around rides. And to me as a kid, it's ride, spin me around.
right.
Funnel cakes and ice cream and pizza, and popcorn. And that's what I grew up with. So
Sure.
obviously I've gotten older and I appreciate more theming now, but the kid in me is still like, "Ooh, another ride."
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally get it. I mean, it's some people, one experience they're gonna gravitate towards over the other. But even if you are vibes, vibes over rides,
Yeah.
which Eric and I, Raph,
Vibes over rides.
We're-
I'm equal there right now in my
Yeah.
old age.
Right?
I'm like,
for sure.
I don't have to give up rides yet. I'm not that old.
exactly right.
Nah, we're like big kids, man.
We're like big kids. Dude, my grandmother went on, she was like in her 70s and she went on Tower of Terror.
I couldn't believe that when you told me that.
But I will not forget that. Mom and my older sister took grandma to Hollywood Studios. And Mom came home and she was like, "I cannot believe grandma went on Tower of Terror." And I was like, "Excuse me, what?" She's like, "Yeah, we got off the ride." She goes, "Oh, that was fun."
That's wild. Well, I mean, hey, look, listen. If you're rides oriented, or even if you're vibes oriented, there's some really good vibes at both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. But if you're a rider, certainly you're gonna be satisfied. I think with all the rides that Disneyland and Disney California Adventure has to offer. And like I said, you can do it in 3 days, and if you stay off property, like in various areas of Anaheim, you can actually get some great deals.
That's what we have to weigh out is
Right.
like all that
Yeah.
costs, is do we want to be on property, even if we're on property for like maybe a day and then
Just to get the
switch-
experience, yeah.
just for the experience and then switch and go off property and stay at a different hotel or Airbnb, like all those little like financial things like
Yeah.
you're having to work through in your head.
Oh, sure. I completely get it. Obviously, there's a lot to consider there. But from a value statement, you can, it's astounding value because you only have to split up between a couple locations. And it's very cool. And, well, Southern California weather is awesome. And you're also in Southern California, which means that.
Yeah.
True.
If you
See,
wanted
it's
to,
like we've
go
never had
Hollywood.
Southern California food, and then there's theme park food. Some over here, like, how do we afford to eat our way through both?
Yeah, it's. Hey, there's, you might want to.
Because if good food is not lacking from what I can tell in Southern California. You've got like the Tex-Mex going, you've got the Asian scene is hopping, and I'm like, man,
It's
the
one of
foodie scene is.
It's one of the foodie capitals of the world. So, LA, I mean, world's your oyster there for sure. And then, just beyond that, you have access to, Hollywood. You have Universal Studios Hollywood if you wanted to go there. If you have the Warner Brothers Studios tours, the Paramount Studio tours. There's just a lot in this area. And so, even if you were just outside Disney, it's
I don't know
it's
if
worth,
I
it's worth
could.
visiting.
I don't know if I could bring myself to doing the studio tours. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just feel weirded out over the public being in. I didn't even as a 12, 13-year-old, I found it odd how MGM Studios was functioning both as a studio and a theme park. And I remember as a kid thinking, well, how's that going to work? Bringing in the public where there's like celebrities, like, is that going to kind of interfere with, I don't know, working? And I don't know. I mean, I would go to the theme parks. I don't know if I'm really into like seeing really the Hollywood stuff.
Oh.
For me, it's more the food and the theme
Flew to the theme parks. I got your back on that.
friends and go home, you know?
No question there. There's plenty on offer in that regard as well. It's super cool, and it's only going to get better, especially with some of the investments that they're making to Disney California Adventure. And we're hoping for more investments for Disneyland. We'll see at tomorrow's show right there.
As long as Iger stops
Yeah.
buying things.
Yeah,
He can't spend
Oh,
more
he's still
Disney's
buying
money.
stuff, isn't he? Isn't he buying the Lakers now, apparently?
yes.
I heard something about that.
Oh,
Well,
God
and
bless
he needs
them.
a place to put
Bless
the
their
Miss
hearts.
Piggy statue.
Exactly. It is crazy. Now, Freedom Seeker makes a great point here. Disney, the DL property hotels aren't worth the money. Grand
Worth the
California's nice,
money.
but way too pricey. They do get
Yeah.
expensive. So there's only 3, and they're all considered deluxe. And
I
some of those
know.
are more deluxe than others.
Oh yeah.
But I was thinking maybe doing like renting the DVC points,
Yeah.
maybe going that route. But it would really just depend on a lot of factors. I mean, if we can't afford it, obviously we'll just stay off property. But my next question is, is there a dining plan for Disneyland like there is in Disney World?
There is not a dining plan. for
Okay, see
Disneyland.
that right there is all I needed to know. So with that, then yeah, we'll probably most likely stay off property
Right? Because it's kind
if
of
there's no incentive. Because I'm thinking food, eat my way through the park, and if I can
Right.
the parks, if I can do that on a dining plan, okay, yeah, I'll stay. I'll stay at a Disney resort, you know, so I can experience, you know, a lot of the food options, and that's already prepaid. But then I've got my cash flow, which means I can go off property and enjoy the Southern California food scene. You see you see how my brain
Oh,
is
yeah.
working,
No, I know.
but it's yeah.
Get some, you know, real
Have my cake and eat it too.
tacos, right?
Think
some
it's your
quesadilla
stomach.
tacos over there at Rancho del Zocalo, or sorry, no, it's a Rancho Cucamonga or whatever. You can get you know, in and out. The whole world's your oyster in that regard, and I think Freedom Seeker's exactly right. Save money on hotel, buy food. Just
Yeah, that's true too. Going off property, we have more more food to choose from. Now, one thing is for sure: the number one food thing on our bucket list for Disneyland are the corn dogs.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Those fresh, I freaking love a good corn dog, and those things the way they hand dip them in
yeah,
front of
you're
you
right.
in
Yeah.
front.
Mhm.
Super good.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, they look really good.
And they're so piping hot. I'm like, okay, so much
got-
better than the Florida State Fair.
I'm gonna go watch Magical Journeys now.
You gotta get the corn dogs. You gotta get the churros. By the way, churros are way better out in Disneyland than they are in Florida. You've got to get the quesadilla tacos right there at the
Quesadilla taco.
It's
Is that Disney or off Disney?
yeah, no, it's at Disney. It's at Disney California Adventure at the in the San Francisco area. You'll have
See,
Rancho
you're going to be
Cucamonga.
the one booking our food. So I'm gonna hit you and be like, you're going to,
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
you tell us where to eat and we'll just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can write you a whole recommended things to do right there. I've done
There you
that
go.
before for people, so that would be
There you go.
no problem at all. No, there's so much here, and yeah, it'd be so cool to have you come out and visit, and that'd be absolutely fantastic.
DCA Nita says food is amazing all around. Disneyland better. Food off property. And then she says, although the food is better at Disneyland compared to Walt Disney World, although the churros are so good at Flanders. Okay.
Flanders. That's
And then she says DCA has the best food.
Yeah.
Ooh.
DCA has really good eats. There's no question about that. There's obviously you have the Carthay Circle Restaurant or the Lamplight Lounge if you're looking for something more sit down. But even grab and go stuff, it's all around the park. It's just phenomenal. There's a lot of great distinctive locations that will provide you all kinds of great eats. It's just there's so much, and you know it's. I remember coming out to Walt Disney World a couple of times and just feeling like, as far as the parks go, you know, it's not quite as great as what we have at Disneyland, but for the resort, it's like awesome. It's fantastic. Now it's made a little bit harder with transportation being restricted in some ways, but I thought that, like, the Universal parks out in Florida were just absolutely phenomenal. And when you go to Disneyland, I think you'll have the same kind of reaction. You'll be like, yeah, the resort, okay, but the parks are phenomenal. And you just have to go there and experience them. You have to, you know, when you're in those dark rides, and it's like, I don't know, 11
Yeah,
o'clock
your
at night.
childhood just comes to life.
Absolutely.
That's what it seems like. And in Christian, you know, when we got word that they were building a Cars Land at Disneyland and we weren't getting one at Disney World, I was a little salty, you know, because I'm raising boys. And I'm like, well, and if you ask my son in terms of Disney, what was his childhood, he'll straight up tell you Cars. Disney's Cars. That kid was so obsessed with Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater. Oh, I actually went out and did his bedroom as a child in Cars.
Wow.
And 2 birthday parties back to back. One year it was Cars, and then next year he wanted another Cars birthday party. So I was like, well, I guess we're doing Cars again. And he was Lightning McQueen on one of those years for Halloween. So yeah, his childhood was just and Hot Wheels. That was the other thing. If it wasn't Cars, it was he just loved Cars. But yeah, and I remember thinking, man, I would just love to take Christian to Baddies. Well, he's even admitted, I don't care if I'm an adult, I'll still go. He's like, it's still my childhood. He's like, I still want to ride, you know, and walk down Radiator Springs. He's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, that's like when we plan our trip, you're coming with us. I'm not going without you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, my heart cannot let me do that.
You've got to go to Cars Land with him. You've got to go to, you know, you got to ride these rides. If you're a Cars fan, you're transported to the world of Cars. I understand, you know, Piston Peak's coming.
Yeah, that is his. And for me as a kid, it was like Tinkerbell and Cinderella, you know, because when I grew up, it was vastly the golden years princesses until in the late 80s, early 90s, and you had the next era of Disney princesses that were launched. But at that point, I was like middle school.
Right.
So I enjoyed them. I loved them. But in terms of the 5-year-old in me, it was always Cinderella, Snow White, and Aurora.
Yes.
Were the 3 main trifecta princesses I grew up with. And then the other 3 came up later. But it was Cinderella that was my favorite as a little girl.
Absolutely.
But
yeah. I was just gonna say, you do have Snow White. You do have Sleeping Beauty. You have that walkthrough in the castle and everything like that.
Yeah.
You have, you know, you have the more modern stories, maybe like Ariel. But you also have a lot of those classic stories that, you know, we obviously love growing up, you know, reading about or watching. Mr. Toad Wild Ride, I see Justnita right there. Yeah. Peter Pan Dark Ride. I mean, Peter Pan is a little bit different than it is out in Florida, and it's really, really cool.
I love Peter Pan, even the one in Florida. If the only time I will actually go on it is late at night as the park is closing, and if we happen to walk by it and the line is decent, I'll hop in, you know. But I'm not waiting 2 hours for Peter Pan either. You know, you have to get it just right at Disney World. But it is one of my favorites. Is Peter Pan. I loved the movie growing up.
It's so good. It's so fantastic. Whether it's Peter Pan at Walt Disney World, like you said, or Peter Pan in Disneyland, definitely got to do it. And they're both distinct. They're both different, both worth doing. But we also have stuff like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. As Justnita pointed out, we also have stuff like Pinocchio.
Yeah.
We also have stuff like, you know, the Storybook Land Canal boats, which are not really found anywhere else. I mean, I know Paris has a version of it, but it's not quite the same. You have Casey Junior Circus Train. You have the Matterhorn. You have Toontown. If you have little ones, there's just a lot. It's just layered.
Yeah,
on
we don't
top
have
of layers
Toontown
on top
anymore
of
at
layers.
Disney. I grew up with Toontown at Disney World, and they took that out and got a freaking circus. Anyway, don't even get me started.
Yeah, I know. It's
A
bad.
family member got an earful from me on that one. What happened? What happened to my Pixie Hollow? You took out Toontown. I was going to get Pixie Hollow, and we got a circus? Don't talk to me.
I know. You're
We got
so
a
bitter about
tacky
that.
Like that.
circus. And it's this bright, ugly red and gold. I'm like, how does that go with the rest of Fantasyland? I was just, to this day, I'm like, that's not your fault. You were just being told what to put there. You weren't the one making that decision. Okay.
Yeah, they won that. The dual Dumbos right there, and it's like, oh, let's make it circus then because Dumbo's from the circus, and it's like,
Yeah, I know. I was so salty about that. I'm like,
Yeah,
you guys, I'm like, you just know. Anyway, but we do have to wrap up because
Absolutely.
we have to eat. And I know we went to like overtime.
every Friday.
I know. Sorry about that,
eat.
guys. I do apologize.
No,
I
you're
get
good,
passionate about
man.
this stuff.
I know we really need
Yeah.
to catch up because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and I was going to attempt to cover it. Just go on X, just kind of go through
Sure.
what was being posted, and kind of react to like what was coming out. But I'm so glad you made it and you were able to walk us through this because, I missed your stream yesterday, and then of course I couldn't watch that Park Place today. We were out all day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But thank you so much, Vash. I
course.
really do appreciate you and you being here and walking us and giving us
Heck
so
yeah,
much
thank you.
context because I know it was a lot of context that even I was unaware of.
It is crazy how much this is all changing and how much information is actually coming at us at once. So it actually helps me to kind of work it through it with somebody before working it through it again and again and again. So I do appreciate the opportunity, Erica, and I try to make it on here as often as I can. Sometimes it's a little bit busy, but for D23 weekend, absolutely got to update you on your audience. Also, too, by the way, and I'll go ahead and do the shout out here. Just gonna get that out of the way. Tomorrow for Vash and Vixen, we're going to have a special program in which we're going over all kind of the D23 tweets and everything like that people have coming out.
Okay.
And going over the show floor and some of the oddities that we're seeing. So I think it's going to be a really fun show. And then
Might have to catch it on the replay because we're always out on Saturdays at 3:00. It's like we get up, we go to breakfast, and then we literally just go around town. We just
Wait, you have a life? You're not allowed to do that.
yeah, a life. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well, and you got that going on, and then I'm gonna try at what is it? It's gonna be 7 p.m. California time, 10 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern. I'm gonna try to do a watch along of the experiences panel. Now, obviously, we can't stream it because it's Disney Plus, and they'll take you down immediately. But we can watch along, right? If you have Disney Plus at home, just put it on. We're watching the whole thing together.
I see what you're saying. So we would watch it on the TV and then like react. Okay,
You would be
that's a smart workaround.
There's
Right.
also another workaround, Vash, that I talked to you about offline.
Okay. Well, maybe we can implement some of those things as well.
Wow.
But that's kind of my plan, my vision for that, and we to experience.
Yeah, we'll
the
be home in the
experiences
evening
panel,
by then, so we'll be able to watch and tune in,
right?
and hear you like react and talk and all that stuff.
Exactly. And I'm trying to see whether or not it's going to be on that Park Place or whether it's going to be on Bash Guy Parkcast. I know Pro right now he's moving around. Right now he's going to Dollywood in order to cover.
Yeah, I heard about that. He's going to the preview to the
Wildlife
gosh,
Expedition.
yes, gosh,
that's
that's
awesome.
Man, oh my gosh, I am really more excited for that than I am Encanto, just because that ride system is like wow.
So good, right?
Gosh.
It's awesome.
I'm like, Disney, you're really missing the ball here. Like, they could have done that for Avatar.
They could have. I would have.
You know?
Very interesting. Oh yeah, because I think that's the one. If I had one criticism, it's like, oh, is there going to be a thrill type element to Avatar? We'll see if there is. But if it's like, a big version of Navi River Journey, then it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if that's the way.
Yeah, I know compared to what Dollywood's bringing to the table, you're like, what? Like, you
I
couldn't have.
know.
For us theme park nerds that keep up with this stuff, it's like Disney. Like the Avatar, it's cool and everything. But you got this like little theme park over here. Just knocked it out of the water with a boat ride. You could have done that. But
Boom.
yeah, we'll have to see what they actually build and what. I know it's like more. It's like there's still missing information there,
Right.
for us to really say for sure what. And I'm hoping it will be exciting. I hope maybe since Dollywood, we know now what they're bringing to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, Disney, have you known about this? Are you going to compete with that? Or, wishful thinking because Disney is capable. I just feel like they choose not to tap into their their max potential.
Right. Yeah.
I think they can,
Right.
and maybe their confidence isn't there, or it's just, I don't know, profits over creativity. Maybe I don't know. It's like that's a whole
Well,
stuff we're always dicing and slicing, on all the streams.
absolutely, and we'll dice and slice actually tomorrow. Like I said, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna see like whose channel is going to be on. But if it's on Vash Podcast, Erica, you're certainly invited if you want to go ahead and join us for that, because that'd be pretty cool.
I will absolutely be home. You give me an invitation, I will be home. I will have dinner already done, and
Boom, we're on, we're going. Yeah, just make sure everybody get your Disney Plus accounts there. Just
What time
for
is
a
this
month,
again, Vash?
Cancel after. This is gonna be tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
so that's 6 p.m. our time because we're an hour behind Pacific.
I believe it's
Ahead?
8.
Oh.
Ahead.
It's 8 o'clock.
Jesus.
Ahead.
Okay, I will.
Yes. It's all right. Don't worry.
You'll
worry.
get
I will get
Figure
used
it
to
out.
this.
Yes. Erica
I
Texas
will
time.
get used to this.
There you go.
At 8 p.m. There you go. That's what it's going to be. But don't worry. Have everything ready. We'll go, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So expect that. And other than that, that's what's going on in Vash Podcast. I know we're going to have to do something on theme park and maybe Sunday, but we're still working that out. So Erica, thank you so much for having me on. This was a blast. Awesome stuff.
Oh, this is fun. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thanks for
likewise.
being here. And
Absolutely.
It's like,
Tom, what do you
it's
got
cool.
going on?
Well,
for-
I have a little premiere tomorrow about 8:15 Eastern. It's going to be on the Bark Magnitude channel. It's going to be a little video. It might be titled The Rabbit Ninjas. So you might want to all come check it out. It's maybe 3-4
Heck
minutes
yeah.
of your time, and it'd be a good time. And give me some feedback. And it's seen from the dog's point of view. So
Sounds like fun.
Awesome. And as for us over here, well, I got a last video I need to edit, put together from Germany. And we'll probably, we got to start vlogging again, getting more content on the channel because now YouTube has decided to come out and say that as of February 1st, 2027, watch time hours are doubling for eligibility for monetization. So yeah, we've got pretty much 6 months if we want to be monetized to hit the goal before it becomes even more difficult. So we'll see how that goes. We'll just we'll roll with the punches. I mean,
It'll be fine.
and and I am working on merch. So that's been really taking up a lot of my time this week in my free time is designing stuff. And I'm hoping by Monday or Tuesday, we'll have it set up and ready to go. That's my goal. So that's what's coming up over here. And thanks everyone for being here. And we will see y'all next week. Same time, same place. And we'll see you. Bye.
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you.